Hi YouTube, Nathan Brandon Masters for Night Phoenix Press Drawing Board, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about how I do my covers. What this is a mini-series I'm working on called Epitaph Jakked, as you can see by the title. And what that is a retelling of the uh, original Epitaph beginning of the end story, but with it's going to be told in a different way. It's not it's not a total retelling, just kind of a little bit of a reimagining of the whole the whole concept, and it's going to be told in a little bit of a different manner, more of an action flavor as opposed to the kind of mystery style that we're doing. But I want to show you how I put my covers together. And I'm going to get started here, and as you can see, I have some things over here ready to go, and I'll show you those things later. But I'm going to go over here. This is, I still like to draw on board. A lot of artists still like to draw with pencils and on the little blue line drawing board and all that. I still like to do that stuff. So this is one of those things that I drew, and I just scanned it in, and it's just kind of sitting here waiting for me to work with it. So what I do generally is I look for any, leftover pencil marks or anything. I see one here. Let's do that, and there we go. See one there, and a little bit something there. I think the rest of it is pretty good. And normally I would go down and do some editing, like where I may have messed up. I'd go in and erase stuff like that. But I'm not really going to do that here because I've already done it. But these are pre-drawn sketches, things that I already have, and they may pop up again. I have a lot of things that may just, a lot of things that you will see I use over and over again because they're, common poses or things like that. And especially in my type of book where you have a lot of dialogue, I tend to use some of the same poses, standing poses and things like that. So we're going to look at this one. I'm going to go and turn that background to a layer, and I'm just going to cut it out. I'm take the one tool, do that, and boom, that's it. It's cut out. And I'm going to do a Command All and copy. And what I would do over here is a paste, which I've already done, as you can see. So now you can tell this looks a little bit different, and that's because this part down here I added, again, if this was a film, we would say we did it in post. I added it later. Let me get on the right layer here. See if I can, there we go, fix it up a little bit. I added that later, so his coat is kind of flaring out a little bit. It makes it a little bit more dramatic. You can see where I've fixed his wrinkles there a little bit. And just to show you a little bit of what I've done here, you guys will probably recognize this. This is a picture of Decoy. This is his, kind of looking over the shoulder, kind of tough guy piece here. What I did here, I went in and I changed his hair, and changed his eyes a little bit, gave it a little bit more of a kind of manga feel, and I'm probably not going to go complete manga on this. It's manga infused, so it's manga influenced. So that's what we're doing here. This is a picture of Zombie Girl, who is going to be popping up too, of course. And with that being the case, I had to get her in there. So these characters may look, or they will look, a little bit different from what you've seen before. You see Victor, he's a little bit younger. He doesn't have his goatee going on there. Zombie Girl, she doesn't have her stitching and stuff on her. Which some people might say, that's actually probably closer to Japanese influence stuff than just kind of having her appear this way. But since we already had her appear that way in the regular series, we're going to have her appear this way in this one. So, all right, now these are my three characters that I'm going to be dealing with: Victor, Decoy, and Zombie Girl. So we're going to start off with them. These are elements that I'm probably going to use again. Like I say, this one, Decoy, you've seen before. The one for Victor and the one for Zombie Girl, these are new. These two are new elements right here. Here's an element that I'll be using a lot. This is a city background. I took this on my iPad. Actually, I took a photo of it when I was downtown. I took a bunch of photos and I turned these into cityscapes. And the way I do that is up here you go into filter and you go down here to stylize and you go to find edges, and that will turn your image into something like this. The thing is, you have to have an image that has some solid edges, and you also have to go back in and do some touching up. Like some of these lines, like this line back here, I actually added, I actually added myself. There's a picture here of the moon. You'll see this picture all the time. I use this picture so much for night shots. If it's a night shot, that moon will probably be there. This is just a white background, and that finishes the cover. So that's how I do a lot of my covers, use a lot of the elements that I have already. And some of the changes here, like with his hair, I just went in and put the white streaks in for this one, and I reshaped it. And the one thing I like about working with computers is I can go in and reshape things and recolor things and things like that. I don't do a lot of coloring, but in this situation, I do a lot of stuff like that with the hair and everything. Her hair was actually black when I brought it in here, but I went in and I erased it and I made it blonde again because I was thinking about making her a redhead or making her have black hair, but I have so many female characters already with black hair, so I said I might as well just keep her blonde. So there it is. That's going to be the cover for the very first issue of Epitaph Jakked, and I can go in and I'm not going to use the eraser here because I'm on layers, and if I use the eraser, I'm going to just see the layer under it, but I'm going to use my white brush and just kind of go in there and erase that. That was a little bit much in there. Turn this down a little bit and just kind of get in there. And probably later on I might do a little bit more editing in there just to make sure the lines aren't too rough. But yeah, so that's why I do it. Sometimes I will actually draw a full cover, but a lot of times I will draw in pieces. And actually the irony to this is what I do now is I did, some of you might know, I did the project for Kickstarter a little bit ago called Panel Pages, and even though we won the Kickstarter, if you want to put it that way, we didn't get full financing. Some people backed out, and we didn't get all the money that we were supposed to get. So I didn't have the finances to actually pull through with the project. But what some people did was say, hey, well, you have the paper, we want to have the paper because we can still use it. And what you're seeing is one of the actual uses that I had for Panel Pages was the ability, something that you could just draw one or two characters on, and you would have something like this. So that was, my idea, kind of concept I had for that. So, but there it is, guys. So hopefully you'll pick up Epitaph Jakked when it comes out, which will probably be, I'm thinking, at the end of the year. So we're going to be doing that. Some of the other covers are covers by an artist named Bill Young, which we actually got from some of the publisher that we got some of the other characters and things from. But we'll be using some of his covers and maybe some other people coming in to help with the artwork and things of that nature. So I think it's going to be a really nice series. But go ahead and check out nightphoenixpress.com and grab yourself some comic books so you can see what Epitaph is all about. By this point in time, I think a lot of you have probably seen the Epitaph Bread and Salt movie, and that's a perfect starting point. Everything starts from that movie and then beginning of the end and so on. Hopefully in the next few months we'll have the ongoing series out, and Epitaph Abiding Lilith Beta, which is the second half of the Abiding Lilith story. And also we're working on Epitaph Ultimate Control Part 2, or Book 2, and that's probably going to end up being a 3-part limited series as well, because I want everything to kind of bleed into the Epitaph ongoing series. So, okay, guys, you take it easy, and hope you enjoyed this episode of Night Phoenix Press Drawing Board. Hasta.